from the Pyle Media Venture Studios in Noblesville, Indiana. This is the Jacob Pyle Show with tonight's guest, author and motivational speaker Robert A. Wilson, and the host of our show, Jacob Pyle.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Jacob Pyle Show. My name is Jacob Pyle, and I am so glad to be here and be back with you with all new episodes again. We've made a few changes, including the name of the show from Night Talk to the Jacob Pyle Show. We have the same premise as Night Talk in the sense that we will still have the same 30-minute unscripted conversations each and every week, because that's what you asked for and you are going to get. Like Night Talk, each conversation we do is fair and civilized, as in no shouting, no cussing, all that. All topics that we are discussing on the Jacob Pyle Show have been approved by me before the show taping. We have some exciting guests for the next few weeks that I hope very much you folks at home will get to enjoy. So without any further ado, let's get to our guest for tonight. My guest for tonight is a certified professional coach, author, and commentator. His recent book is entitled My Wisdom Breathes, Wisdom Energizes Fun, which is published by Triangle Media and can be found on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other places. Would you please welcome to the show, via Skype, Robert A. Wilson. Robert, welcome.
Well, thank you, Jacob. It's my honor and privilege to be here.
All right. I'm so happy to have you here. Before we get into the book a little bit, tell us about yourself.
Well, I was a union electrician for 36 years, but I got into personal growth about 1997, and then I just kept going. And then when I retired, this is what I'm doing to stay active. But what I really have discovered, Jacob, is we get so caught up in ourselves, we forget to liberate ourselves from ourselves. And all the personal growth and self-help, personal and self-improvement is a simple thing. I liberate me from me. I set myself free. And that's what I've discovered, and that's what I really express to people. When you want to rise out of your current situation, you got to question yourself out of it.
Okay. Now, before we get into cowboy wisdom, it might be a good idea to tell the folks at home who have never heard of it what it means.
Well, I was a cowboy when I got out of high school until I was 21. And I went to, but I was a cowboy. We had 750 head of cows, and I grew up on a farm cattle operation. And I've never let go of the cowboy roots within myself. And all cowboy wisdom is kind of down home, grassroots wisdom, the way I expanded my life. And you learn a lot by trailing cattle and working with horses and animals, because they have a mind of their own, but yet each animal is unique. Just like people, every person is unique. And what I really enjoyed about that is all the activities around the cattle, and we had 1,200 head of hogs also, but you got to actually understand yourself through the animals, because they all have a mind of their own, and we opened up to train them. And I did do bronc riding and bull riding, and I learned how to rope really well. Then I left the ranch, because then I stopped roping when I left, because them horses eat a lot of hay. And I really had a challenge watching something eat when I was working.
Right.
Now,
how's the weather there in Indiana?
Oh, it is going great. Everything in Indiana we're right now getting this program. This is today is actually February the 3rd, 2023, but the show's actually being taped, several weeks in advance right now. and it is like right now we're in the midst of trying to get a winter storm, and it's raining and snowing and all that, and it's crazy.
I grew up in South Dakota, so I can relate.
Yeah. All right. Now, how did you get your start doing these Cowboy Wisdom motivational coaching things?
I got into a home-based business, and they push personal growth, and they push expansion. And once I really grasped it and started doing it, I quit drinking alcohol when I started, and then I just kept going and going. But I got all caught up in, everybody uses a change, heal, create, transformation, all that. But about 2001, I wrote a book, and then I just kept going, but yet my life was never expanding. And in 2009, I discovered the word expand over the word change. And all expand does instead of change, it shuts down the memories you're trying to expand out of, because as soon as you say change, you got all the gamut of dammit connected to it, then it makes it a challenge. So by saying and using expand, I calmed the memories and it started expanding out of it. So in 2009, I discovered my my liberating lingo of expand, energize, enterprise, and experience. Then my life started moving and rising out of my current situations.
Awesome.
Now, at the outset of the book, and I'm going to go over some of these with you. Probably won't go over the whole list because of time constraints, but there's a lot of words in this book that our viewers, and certainly me, have never heard of before, but you use them in the book, and probably might be used in our conversation tonight. I went through the list, and I picked out some good words, and maybe you can help define some of these words. Okay. And correct me if I'm pronouncing any of these words wrong. The limbic system.
The what?
The limbic system.
Oh, that's your lower. The limbic system is it's actually your lower mind, and it goes down into it's kind of your fight, flight, and freeze mechanisms that you use, and it goes down into the lower part of your mind. That's what that is, and that's where we store all of our stuff in it.
Okay. Aggrandizing. Aggrandizing.
Grandizing.
Mm-hmm.
That is propelling yourself forward, and it's actually aggrandizing is applauding yourself and moving forward.
Bo, you're gonna have to help me with this one because I can't really pronounce this word. Let me see if I can get up. Can you see it? Bo Sabrur, or whatever that is.
Sabrur. It's Bo Sabrur.
Okay.
That just means you're an adventurer. And see, you expand your vocabulary, Jacob, you rise in confidence and courage.
Okay. Alright, here's one. Bodhi. Bodhi. Bodhi.
That's enlightenment.
Okay. Bravado.
That's kind of your pizzazz, and it's kind of your swagger.
Okay. I think this one should be obvious to the viewers at home. Chronicled.
That's recorded.
Okay.
It's like a chronicle. It's like a paper that's, the chronicles. It's chronicled. It's memory.
Yeah. Chronicled minds. Or I guess I'll just kind because I think these are all the same meaning. Chronicled minds, recorded minds, and submerged minds.
Yes, that's your memory. That's your frozen in time representations and the memories of your events of your life, because your outside world activates them, And then you go into the representation, the chronicled, the descriptions, the images, the feelings, the emotions of a similar event that happened in your life. And your subconscious mind, Jacob, thinks that's your safety net. So it takes you back to how you reacted to the life, that event before, and it never lets you move forward. That's why the world stays the way it is, because we stay inside our frozen in time representations from our ancestors and things like that.
Okay, cool. All right, we're going to go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we're going to hear more from Robert A. Wilson about his book, and we're going to hear some interesting stories about the book too. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Jacob Pyle Show. My guest for tonight is Robert A. Wilson, author of My Wisdom Breathes, Wisdom Energizes Fun, which is published by Triangle Media and can be found on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other places. Now, can you tell us any stories from this book that stood out to you when you wrote it?
Yeah, there's a lot of stories, but the thing I discovered most about 2011 is I unpunctuated my writings, my sovereign expansion, politically incorrect inspiration. I unpunctuated them because I discovered when you read punctuation, you try to imitate the author. And when I unpunctuate them, people have to start discovering themselves. And they have to open up to whatever is written in that book, and they can kind of go on their own adventure and rise out of their old way of life. And that's one thing I really like is my unpunctuated writings, because it allows people to read it and comprehend it their way. And that kind of liberates them from themselves.
Awesome.
And the thing I discovered, when you allow wisdom to breathe, you're never stuck and caught up in your thinking memory mind trying to overthink everything. Because you breathe your way through the situations. But with wisdom, it's unattached. It's just unattached wisdom to go through it. But it's an adventure. It's an adventurous scamper through life, because you get to interpret it your way. And you don't have to be caught up in trying to imitate me. Because something I discovered in all this, every event in the world is unique to the person that's experiencing it. So if I try to punctuate it and tell you how I got through it, that may be way off kilter or take you down a different path. So when you write it this way, people have to open up to their own ability, agility, and their own way of entertaining their brain.
Gotcha. Now I understand as well, and you kind of mentioned this to me earlier, I understand as well that you also have classes for anybody that is interested in learning more about cowboy wisdom.
Yes, and I do have classes, and I got a bunch coming out, but I got one class called Emancipating Expressions. It's about using words that never take you back to yesterday. It keeps you in the now, like enterprise experience, but it's like unleash, unlock. It's writing a nowography. Instead of writing an autobiography or a history book, you write a nowography about where you're desiring to go. That's what this stuff is all about. It's about writing, imaging, and videoing where you want to go. Instead of making a vision board, or if you make a vision board, put it on a mirror so you look at yourself looking into it, and make a video with you in everything you desire to experience, and then you can watch it, and then that becomes an image in the subconscious, and the subconscious scenery, then you can start understanding where you're going.
Awesome. Now, we have a little bit of extra time. So, can you give us, like, I'm not going to ask you to retell the whole book, but can you kind of give us a little bit of a preview as far as what the readers might look at when when they purchase the book or when they get around to reading the book?
Well, what they're going to experience, and that book was written about 2 years ago, but what that book is written about, that every chapter in that book, Jacob, is the way I expanded my life. And when I write a book, I write about the way I expanded my life, and I allow people to expand their life through my adventures, but it's really about them coloring their own adventures. And the one on Wisdom Breeze is about breathing your dreams into your life. And you breathe everything into your life into your daily life. But we try to think our way through life, and we think and know our way to yesterday, Jacob. But your inspiration, innovation, and imagination will rise you out of that. And what that book was about rising out of your current daily life and opening up to your own dreams. And when I got done with that book, it took me about a week to come back because I expanded my life so much. And that's the thing. It's going to give you permission to rise and expand out of your current situation. But what that book was going to do, and what it did for me, is it opened me up to my own talents, innovation, my inspiration. But it opened me up and expanded me to trust my abilities and trust in myself and face and embrace my day. But it also taught me how, I also wrote that to show people you facilitate and participate in your daily life with listening. You stop getting caught up in the thinking, knowing everything you always done. And that's the biggest thing about my writings and my classes. It's going to rise you out of your current situation and allow you to expand your wisdom, insight, and clarity to have the visions of your life, and you'll stroll and be chauffeured through life with your own talents.
Cool. All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to really express that to people, Jacob. You want to be chauffeured through life. You want your talents to chauffeur you through life. Take all the fight out of life. Don't use power, and you never want to walk uphill. You always want to walk downhill to success, because when you're walking downhill, you got to be balanced, focused, and everything on the trail, or else you're going to roll down the hill.
Kind of like Jack and Jill went up the hill and to fetch a pail of water, and Jack fell down, broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after.
You're exactly right on the money, Jacob. That's a true statement. And see, because you struggle going uphill, so when you're walking uphill to success, you never let go of the struggle.
Yeah. All right. So we still have about a couple minutes left. I want to go back and do some more of these words with you, because these are so fun to say, and these are so cool to say. Let me see where we left off at last break. So I think last break we talked about last segment rather, we talked about chronicle, recorded, and submerged minds. That's where we left off. The next one on this list is ECLAT, eclat, or whatever that's pronounced. Eclate, yeah.
That's success.
Okay. E-spirit.
E-spirit. Now that's a fun word, but it's just a free-flowing energy within you is what it is.
Enlightenment.
Enlightenment. That enlightenment is, God, I just went blank. But enlightenment is opening up to your talents, but it's also opening up to your wisdom and your innovation and your imagination, intuition. It's about freeing you from your overthinking mind.
Yeah. Alright, we are going to now take our last break. When we come back, I'll have a preview of our guest for next week. Plus, we will conclude our conversation with Robert A. Wilson. Stay with us. We are back with Robert A. Wilson, author of My Wisdom Breathes, Wisdom Energizes Fun, which is published by Triangle Media and can be found on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other places. I hope you can join us next week on the Jacob Pyle Show, where my guest will be the mad bus driver himself, Anthony Session. Alright, now I understand in addition to this book and these classes that you're doing, you are also doing a podcast of your own. Tell us about it.
Well, what I talk about is whatever the wisdom that comes to me that day that expands me, that's what I talk about. It's never anything certain. But the podcast is really about liberation. If you take the word heal out of your life and you use the word liberation, you stop the thinking about what occurred into your life or happened in your life, and you open up to what is going to occur in your life. See, life occurs for me to expand, never to hold me back. And something I really expanded into, Jacob, is chaos, challenges, adversity, controversy, they're awakenings. But we've been taught to take it as chaos, and then we go into the overthinking mind. But if you open up to understand, every event in your life is to expand you and rise you out of your current situation. But the way that'll occur is you listen to your daily life, and you listen to your intuition and imagination. That'll show for you out of your own challenges.
Okay. Do you have any wisdom? Do you have like any short wisdom stuff that you can share with us today?
Yeah. The one is, I listen my way to the penthouse. I talk my way to the outhouse. But the wisdom, I listen to me. I liberate me, from me sets me free. From me. And all the stuff you're doing in life, all the self-help, personal growth, Jay, you're really trying to liberate you from you. Because everything we've always done, and when I liberate me from me, I set the outside world free. My favorite one is, I laugh at me, sets me free. And something I'm going to share with you is when you get them little annoying things that happen and you start getting frustrated, just take a breath and just say, that's funny. That breaks that pattern. It breaks that. And I used it on myself. And something I'm going to say here, Jacob, is everything I express here, I've done or I'm doing myself. And I expand myself with my own stuff. And I'm at inner peace now. But really, I listen to the liberating invitations of the universe. That's what life means. Is life expresses. Life is a liberating invitation, fostering emancipating events, encounters, and experiences to rise me out of yesterday to enjoy today.
Cool.
And the more. I want to express. I write in rhymes because rhymes calm the subconscious, and we use rhymes, and teachers use rhymes when we as kids, so the subconscious mind don't get in an uproar, and it soothes it and quiets it down to expand out of yesterday.
Yeah, if you ever I was reading through the book, and a lot of there was I think some of the chapters. I don't know some of the chapters or all the chapters. I noticed they're in rhyme. I think that's really cool how you do that.
And I talk in rhymes in my daily life, but it quiets me down and keeps me laughing at myself. And as long as I'm laughing at myself, I can never get frustrated.
Okay. Now, Where can where can people find you?
mycowboywisdom.com. And I give you a bunch of free downloads, but mycowboywisdom.com, and I'm all over the internet. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and something I do on YouTube. But Jacob, I want to tell everybody, I make one 15-second and two 30-second inspiration videos every morning. And that's something I will share with you. If you make an inspiration video and not talk about what's going on, but only like rhymes and like what was today's, like the sunrise, my sunrise spirit colors my world with my dreams. And you just make it and you play it, you'd be surprised how talking and expressing inspiration allows you to expand and rise through your day.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna, since we still have about 4 more minutes of time left, we're going to do okay. We're going to do some more of these interesting vocabularies. So let me so this one this is an abbreviation. I'm just gonna spell it out. IIWIIITT.
It's illuminated imagination, wisdom, inspiration, intuition, innovation, and trailblazer talents rise me to my dreamers' paradises.
Enterprising.
Oh, that's one of my. Enterprising is what you do inside yourself. It's a colorful nirvana that neons your deal, but it's really about awakening your inner spiritual prowess to listen to your day.
Okay. Kevlin.
Kevlin, that is a calm spiritual deal. It's a calming situation.
Now,
That's one free from matter and a liberated soul.
Alright. Here's one. New. N-O-O. New.
It's natural optimistic wisdom.
How am I doing so far, by the way, with pronouncing some of these words?
New is natural outlaw optimism, but I really like to use optimism and open, because you always want to be in the flow of opening and expanding.
all
You're
right.
fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying my best here. Okay. Newman. N-U-M-E-N.
That is a divine power and spirit.
Okay.
Nous. N-O-U-S.
That's wisdom, and it's shrewd, understanding, savvy, but it's really about being open to receiving garden fresh wisdom.
Okay.
All right. All right. I think we have time for maybe a few more here. Now birthed.
That's now birth is a wisdom. It's an innovative. It's a creation in present moment. I now birthed it. It gives it like an embryo or a baby, or it's a fresh creation.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, we are running out of time. Well, as we always say around here, we can keep on, talking forever we wanted to, but we have to end it right there as far as this conversation is concerned, because we're out of time. Thank you, Robert A. Wilson, for joining us tonight. I've learned a lot from you tonight, and hopefully the viewers have too.
Jacob, it's an honor and privilege for me to be here You're a fantastic host. This is a great show.
Thank you. Robert A. Wilson's book, My Wisdom Breathes, Wisdom Energizes Fun, is published by Triangle Media and can be found on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other places. As far as I'm concerned, I'll be back next week with another guest to talk to. Until then, for Robert A. Wilson and all of us here on The Jacob Pyle Show, I'm Jacob Pyle. Thank you for watching, and good night, everybody.
If you want to be a guest on The Jacob Pyle Show, or if you'd like a DVD copy of tonight's program, send Jacob an email. His email address is jtpyle1@aol.com. Or if you're ordering a DVD copy of tonight's program, send $10 check or money order to The Jacob Pyle Show, care of Pyle Media Ventures. Post Office Box 154, Noblesville, Indiana 46061. Please include the air date seen on your screen when ordering. Residents outside of Indiana add $5 shipping and handling. This is Zach Brown speaking for The Jacob Pyle Show, a Pyle Media Ventures presentation. This program has been pre-recorded.